Hey Stamping friends, it's Sherry Parker coming to you live on Wednesday, February 5th. Hope you're having a great week so far. In Ohio tonight, it's getting a little icy. We're having some freezing rains, so I'm glad to be inside, and hopefully you're safe inside as well if you live in this area. So, got a real cute, fun-full Valentine project to show you tonight, but first, a couple of things I wanted to mention. Yesterday, Stampin' Up! Announced some additional celebration items. So if you're familiar with our celebration promotion, we have a brochure every year. So for every $60 you spend in merchandise, you get to select a celebration item. But then in February, they announced some additional items, and I'll flip my camera over in a second and I'll show you. There's some really good things in there. I think you'll be excited about it. So I want to mention that, and of course, if you comment on or share this video, you'll have an opportunity to win the project just like every week. And if you're interested in ordering anything, my website is sherrythomas.stampinup.net, and I do have a February host code, and when I flip my camera over, you should be able to see it. So thank you again for joining me tonight. I hope that you like this project, and we'll get started. Okay, so I was mentioning the celebration items. These are the new items just added to the list. Lots of things that you might recognize. One of my very favorite products that we've had is this Bee Builder Punch. So if you remember, like last year we made these cute little Valentine bees and like that. So that is one of the celebration items for with a $60 purchase. And there's lots of other ones. This kit is really, really cute. I made this for all of our daughters for their houses. Really cute and easy. So great things to take advantage of, and just wanted to make sure I mentioned that to you. Tonight I'm going to use one of the celebration items in the catalog. So this was available beginning in January, and it's called the Heart Shaped Bundle. Hey Joyce, thanks for joining. This has been a really popular item, and it actually is not available today. It'll be available on the 10th, so in 5 days. So I'm sorry about that. But the cool thing that I'll show you, this, while I'm making a Valentine, you can see even in the samples, this is not necessarily a Valentine set. It's really pretty. The heart is gorgeous and elegant, and it'd be a great anniversary card or just really anything. So wanted to point that out. But this is a really cute bundle that we'll be using tonight. And here's what they look like in person. So this stamp set, and then the dies. I've got several of them out because we're going to be using them in our project tonight. But there's this really pretty, elegant heart, and this word there. But one of my very favorite, I always say that about everything, my very favorite, but this Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper is gorgeous. So it is an online exclusive, and you can see it if you just type in Marbled Elegance in the search box. It'll take you right to it in the shop. But really pretty paper, and we'll be using this tonight. In fact, I've used almost all of it. You can tell I'm just down to a few pieces. I had a mystery hostess in January, and we made this card using the Marbled Elegance, as well as this candy bar wrapper, super easy. And then tonight, we're gonna use it again. And we're gonna make a fun fold stand-up Valentine. I'm making this, I'm calling it a Valentine, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It says my heart loves your heart. So it could be for anniversary or just because. So this is what this card looks like, okay? And the setup is, it does fit in an envelope, so not to worry there. I have all the dimensions and everything, so if this is something that you'd like to make, I would love it if you did, and share your creation with me. Hi, Georgine, and hi, Karen. Thank you all for watching tonight. So we'll get started, and the base of this card is going to be basic white, and it's a 4.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, okay, so that's the base. And then these are all the other pieces that we'll be using for this card, and I'll just show you with the dimensions, so if it's something you want to screenshot, go for it. And we have this piece here, this red, and I'm calling this kind of like the bridge piece. That's 9 by 2.25, and then you score it at 4.5. We have a little piece of Designer Series paper here that's 1 by 4. We have another piece of Designer Series paper here that's 2 by 4.25. And then we have 2 pieces of this Flirty Flamingo here. It's 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So that's all the measurements to make this card. And I'll show you how simple it is to make, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick all these up and we'll get started. So the first thing you will wanna do is to score your piece of white. And I've got my lovely Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer here. And this piece again is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. And we're going to score it on the long side at 3 inches, 6 inches, and then 7 1/4. So 3 score lines in there. If you can see that, it might be hard to see on the screen. And then what you'll do is you're going to think like an accordion fold, in and out, in and out. Pretty simple. And then I'll use my bone folder here to get a nice, good crease on all those folds. And then it should stand up for you. There's also a fold down here. Okay, so then to start putting all the little pieces together, this small piece of Designer Series paper will be the front of our card here. And again, all of our Designer Series paper is double-sided, so that's your assignment. You have to figure out which side to use. I like a little contrast in a card like this to show some of the different patterns. So I'm going to use this more subtle pattern, heart pattern here on the front. And then the marbled piece I will use on this bridge piece here in just a second. And then on this piece, which will actually be kind of inside, I went ahead, this is Flirty Flamingo, I ran it through the So Swirly embossing folder, which is one of my very favorites. I thought it looked nice with the swirls on this paper. I thought it complemented it really nicely. And I'm going to put this piece down in this section here, like that. So that is pretty much ready to go. So the next part we will assemble is this part here that I'm calling the bridge. That's not an official name, that's just me making up a name for it because it seems like it's bridging these 2 sides together. So this piece again, I'm using real red cardstock and it's 9 by 2 1/4. And then you basically score it in half. So that's at 4 1/2 on that piece there. Okay, and then I will adhere this fun Marbled Elegance piece of Designer Series paper to the front like that. And again, you can pick whichever side you like, but the marbled side is really, really pretty. And it's all pinks and reds and golds. So it's just gorgeous. So there is that bridge piece. Okay, so the assembly of this is actually very simple. So we've done the card base, and then how we attach this to the card base is you'll fold this up and sit this over top like that. And then you'll adhere it on the back, and then a little piece right here, you'll put some adhesive. So we'll put a small amount of adhesive on the front, and then for the back portion, more of it will touch the card base so you can put more adhesive down. So then we'll just simply line it up, and that is the base of the card. So just to show you, this will fit in a normal envelope. Okay, so not to worry there. I think sometimes because they stand up and they're 3D, they seem like they wouldn't fit in an envelope, but this is a really easy card to mail. So I wanted to show you that. Now we'll decorate it. And what I went ahead and did is I cut out with this die cut using gold cardstock. I did cut this really pretty delicate heart out with the gold. And I cut out a red circle using the Spotlight on Nature dies and the Real Red ink. And one thing I wanted to point out too is when you run this die through the die cut, not only do you get your pretty shape, but this is the inside here. So if you're like me, you don't want to throw this away, you don't want to waste. So what I did is I actually ran this through and I put the little flower piece in the middle, and then I cut out a flower. So I'm getting more mileage out of that little piece of cardstock. So I try to do that if I can, especially if there's little pieces, so that you're not wasting paper. It's hard to save every little scrap, but for these like foil sheets and specialty papers, I do try my best to salvage what I can. So I did cut out a little flower in the gold, and then I cut another one out of the designer series paper, and we'll set those aside for later. But I thought it'd be real pretty to just put that on the red circle to give it some nice contrast. So we'll use a little bit of our green glue to adhere it. You can also run these through when you're cutting them, die cutting. You can use adhesive sheets, and that's another way to get things to stick pretty easily. I did not do that this time. I just cut the heart out itself, but then I'll go ahead and adhere it to the heart. I think that looks so pretty, golden red, so pretty. And then what we'll do is adhere it to the front of our card. I'll put a little bit of adhesive on here since that's drying. We'll just offset it a little bit like that. So you could leave it like that. You could keep on going if you wanted. I did want to add a greeting, so got some glue on here. I'll wipe that up. So I did cut out with this. This came in that same die cut set. It's great for this long, skinny greeting. And one of the greetings that's real cute, it says, "My heart loves your heart." And we'll stamp that in real red ink. And then we'll use our Stampin' Dimensionals and have that pop right out. I'm going to use the mini dimensionals for this one. Love these. Love all the sizes. Of course, you can take bigger ones and cut them down too, if you don't have the minis. So we went ahead and put our greeting on there. And then last, we'll tuck in these little flowers we cut out. All I'm going to do here is just put a dab of glue and just tuck it underneath like that. And then we'll do the designer series paper one. And those will just pop out behind our greeting. Two more little touches before we're finished. So you could leave your card like that, but I thought it might be kind of cool to finish off the back so that you can write something on the, on a sentiment on the back. So I'm going to adhere the same Flirty Flamingo on the back here, but I am going to stamp some words there. My thoughts of you are all heart-shaped. It's kind of cute. And then we'll adhere that to the back. And the cool thing is you can write something short and sweet on the back of that card like that, or you can leave it plain because it really is cute just to prop up and sit up. The last touch is I've got this really pretty gold weave trim. This is in the Spring Mini catalog, and I'm going to tie it just a loose little knot at the top here. Kind of cut that too long, didn't I? I hate wasting, so that's gonna make me very sad. So what I would recommend is just cut it right off the spool and then you don't waste any. So there you go. Pretty easy card. Simple, really. Sometimes you see fun folds and you think, oh, that looks really difficult, but it's not. I wanted to show you a couple other same card format. So here's one. Again, it's the same fun fold and best friend ever. So somebody, they put that on the inside. We didn't put anything on our inside. We put something on the outside. And then I did want to show you this card. So in February, on the 17th, I'm having, it's actually President's Day. I'm having another Mystery Hostess. It's $10 and you'll make 3 projects. If you do place an order of $30 or more at the Mystery Hostess, that $10 goes towards your order. So, but there's no obligation to buy anything. The $10 would cover the supply cost. But this is actually one of the cards we'll be making. Same fun fold And this is using that beautiful birthday suite that's in the new spring minis. I just really fell in love with this paper and the cutouts that come with it. And then on this one, we put just a little hint of the designer series paper on the inside. So there's 3 examples for you. Same fun fold, different looks. These are both pretty springy. This one's a little more on the Valentine's-y spectrum, but you get the idea. So a lot of fun. Anyway, I hope that you'll try this fun fold card yourself, and if you do, please share it with me. And if you weren't able to catch the dimensions earlier in the broadcast, just message me and I'll be happy to send those to you. So it's very easy to do. So looking forward to seeing your creations. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and hope you have a great weekend as well. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.